How you doing? I want to talk to you today about real estate and the way I set up my firm. And it comes from years and years ago when I was impressed by an older man who I took out to lunch, and I bought him lunch so I could receive wisdom from him. Now, his name was Harry, and he was actually a Christian missionary, and he was from South Africa. He talked with a heavy accent, and he gave me many, many points that day when I took him to lunch, and I'm going to just tell you one of them. And it could have helped you. It could affect your future. But he talked to me about the word redemption. And, you know, modern people, I don't know how much they know about this word, but if you're a Christian, there's a lot of talk of redemption in the Bible. And Jesus is called a redeemer, and he provided a redemption actually for all the people of the whole earth, those who will receive it. And so he's called a redeemer. And the old word redemption originally means to buy back, to get something back. And that's really kind of what took place in a story in the Bible in the Old Testament with two characters by the name of Boaz and Ruth. Now, I'm not going to go into that today. When I was a kid, we used to collect, in the 60s, we collected blue chip stamps. My mom would have me put those stamps together at the kitchen table. It'd take me hours, and she'd been saving them. We'd paste them into books. And then there was this Blue Chip Redemption Center where you would go and you could redeem these books of stamps for nice gifts. Now, I bet that touched a chord with some of you listeners here. So there was a redemption there of stamps. But one meaning I see of the word is to redeem something, or a redemption of something is to purchase it up into a better state than it was before. So, but the way I received it for the real estate business was when I meet somebody, I try to leave them in a better place than where I found them. In other words, my service has a redemptive value to it because it's based on redemptive patterns, going all the way back to Harry, which was in the 1980s when I was a much younger man. Now I'm 70 years old. This is the kind of advice I'd probably give somebody if they wanted to talk to me. And so, what about redemptive value and redemption patterns in real estate? Well, number one, I have a program that I started called Smart Commissions for my company, and it's Smart Commissions, and I used AI to help me fashion it, but I believe God gave me the idea because it's a redeeming idea. In other words, when you go to sell your house, it doesn't have to be as painful to your pocketbook as you thought it was going to be, and that's something you get with me. Now, at the same time, while I'm doing that, I also have something called Marketing Plus for sellers. And what we do is we have marketing on steroids. We market your home to the world. We really put it out there. We don't just put it in the multiple listing service and wait for the other agents to all sell it. We actively, daily try different things. And we have a long checklist of things. And these are all techniques that I learned when I was selling expired listings that nobody else could sell when I was younger. See, I adopted these things right when I talked to Harry, and I started working with a more redeemable service than I had before he and I had that talk. Because this is his words of advice. He says, if you're going to do something in business or have a product, you need to have something that redeems people's problems or issues or things they need. You need to be a redeemer. You need to have a redemptive value by putting things together that have redemptive patterns that they can use and get when they associate with your business, and they will help them and lift them up into a better place and a higher place when they're done. So that's really the way it works. So I was selling houses back then, and I started gathering marketing techniques. So when I got a house that another agent could not sell, I would put it through a process, and in this process I had a checklist, and there's many things I did to market the house as an agent. So I am more of a marketer than I am an agent. You see that? And would you rather have someone who's just an agent, or would you rather have an agent who's a marketer? And that's what you get with me. And then lastly, for our buyers, now we don't do this for our sellers, we do this for our buyers. But our seller might turn into a buyer after they sell their house, and then we do this. It's called My Home Score. And I have developed a system by working with all those expired listings and the marketing system I developed a home score where I score the home for the buyer. It's a free service. Only my firm does it. Only my firm has it. My Home Score, we call it. And it's like having a savvy person when you buy your house and they put your house through this system of looking at it. It's not like the contractor inspection. It's not like the termite inspection. It's not even like the appraisal. It's something that things that don't get caught in all those other reports. So it's a truthful report, and it gives you a score, and you can get it at the very right time that you're making a decision on, in the contingency period, if you're going to go forward or not. Now, most houses pass the score easily, but we just do this for our buyers that we're in buyer agency with. So I want you to see that those are three major innovations we have that are quite redemptive, and I thank God for sending Harry to set me on this course back in the 1980s. So also I have a free report you can get. Go to learn more, or the comments below, and it's 6 ways to save money when selling your house. So you can read that report even if you don't do business with me, and maybe learn something to save money that you could bring up to another agent. So anyway, God bless you. Hit subscribe or like, depending on which company you're looking at this video on. God bless you. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening.